Ever lost a whole Saturday chasing a bug that just won't go away? You check every line, add print statements, and still, nothing makes sense. The code looks perfect, but it keeps crashing or giving the wrong answer. For many new Python programmers, the culprit isn't your logic, it's your data containers. Lists and tuples look similar, but misunderstanding them can lead to silent, weekend-stealing errors. This isn't just a detail for experts. It's a core concept that can save you hours of frustration. Think of lists and tuples like the gas and brake pedals in a car. Both control movement, but in opposite ways. Use the wrong one, and you're headed for disaster. Lists and tuples both hold collections of items, but one is built to change, the other to stay the same. Pick the wrong one, and your code might look right but behave unpredictably. So let's settle this. We're putting lists and tuples in a boxing ring for the ultimate showdown. In one corner, the flexible, unpredictable list. In the other, the sturdy, reliable tuple. By the end, you'll know exactly which to use and why. You'll write safer, faster, and easier to debug code. No more lost weekends. We'll explore why they behave differently, peek into how Python stores them, and run a speed test. Plus, you'll get a simple guide to help you choose the right one every time. This isn't a boring technical comparison. It's the ultimate Python data showdown. Get ready for the bell. The match between list and tuple is about to begin, and you've got a front row seat. Let's go. Meet our first contender, the Python list. Created with square brackets like lists are all about flexibility. You can add items with, remove them with or, and change any item by its index. This mutability is the list's superpower and its weakness. Lists are perfect for things that change, like tracking players in a game or items in a shopping cart. But because lists can be changed anywhere in your code, they can cause unexpected side effects. Pass a list to a function, and that function can change your original data, sometimes without you realizing. It's like giving someone your house key and coming home to find your living room repainted. When you pass a list, you're passing a reference, not a copy. Any part of your code with that reference can modify the list. That's how those sneaky bugs happen. You think you're working with a copy, but you're not. Lists are powerful, but you have to watch them closely. Use them when you need to change your data. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. The list is a fighter that doesn't always play by the rules. Now in the other corner, the Python tuple. Tuples look like lists but use parentheses. Once created, a tuple cannot be changed. No adding, removing, or modifying items. This immutability is its superpower. Tuples are perfect for data that should never change, like coordinates or days of the week. Using a tuple is like writing in permanent ink. When you pass a tuple to a function, you know it can't be altered. This eliminates a whole class of bugs caused by accidental changes. Tuples are also allowed as dictionary keys. Lists are not. For example, is valid. The tuple's rigidity makes your code safer and more predictable. It's the defensive champion, protecting your data from accidental modification. Use tuples for constants and anything that shouldn't change. The tuple might not be flashy, but it's the fighter you can always count on. When you need reliability, choose the tuple. That's its knockout punch. To really get the difference, let's peek under the hood. When you create a list, Python builds a list object and a separate block of memory for pointers to your data, like a row of mailboxes. Each mailbox points to where your actual data lives. This setup makes lists easy to change. Swap out a pointer, add a new mailbox, or remove one. That's why lists are so flexible. Tuples, on the other hand, are fixed. No new mailboxes, no changes. This memory structure is the secret behind their behavior. Let's see which is faster, list or tuple. We'll create a list and a tuple, each with a million numbers, and time how long it takes to loop through them. Using Python's module, we run a simple loop over both. The result? The tuple wins. Iteration is about 15% faster. Why? Tuples have a more compact, fixed structure, so Python can fetch items more efficiently. That speed boost might seem small, but in big programs it adds up. In scientific computing or web servers, those milliseconds matter. The tuple's speed is a real advantage. So, in the speed round, the tuple scores a clean knockout. Lists are flexible, but tuples are fast. Remember, if you don't need to change your data, a tuple gives you a performance edge. It's not just about safety, it's about speed too. The tuple's efficiency is another reason to use it for constant data. In a close match, speed can be the deciding factor. Tuples aren't just safe, they're quick on their feet. That's a win for the tuple. Lists have their place, but tuples take the gold in raw speed. Choose wisely and your code will thank you. The results speak for themselves. So, how do you choose? Here's a quick guide. Use a list when your data needs to change. Add, remove, or reorder items. Think shopping carts, to-do lists, or anything dynamic. Use a tuple when your data should stay constant: coordinates, color values, or month names. Tuples are also required for dictionary keys. If you're not sure, default to a tuple. If you don't need to change the collection, don't use a list. Tuples give you a performance boost and protect against accidental changes. Only switch to a list if you realize you need to modify the data. Lists are for flexibility, tuples are for safety and speed. Make this choice a habit, and you'll avoid countless bugs. The right container makes your code cleaner and more reliable. Use this traffic light system: green for lists that change, green for tuples that don't. When in doubt, tuple it out. The match is over, and you know the difference. Lists are for change, tuples are for speed and safety. Now here's your challenge. Find 3 places in your code where you use a list that never changes. Switch those lists to tuples. Maybe it's a list of settings, file names, or constants. Change the square brackets to parentheses. That's it. You'll make your code faster and safer with one small change. This habit will make you a better programmer. Start thinking, does this data need to change? If not, use a tuple. This mindset separates beginners from pros. So take the challenge. Find 3 lists. Make them tuples. Your code will be better for it, and you'll never lose another weekend to a hidden bug.